Hey everybody, thanks as always for tuning in to PDubs Arcade Loft, where we always appreciate it when you come and hang out upstairs with us. Have a special treat for this arcade community tonight. That's right, we're doing a special launch party event for a certain little fortune teller guy that we all know and love from the nostalgic days of our youth. That's right, this is our new Wave Toys Zoltar launch party, and it's not just a launch party, it's literally launched. Anyone who missed out on the original pre-order waves, there's a link pinned to the live chat right now. Zoltar is available for order now if you guys missed out on the pre-orders. But then again, we're also going to be giving away some Zoltars during tonight's broadcast. We got Shilo coming on from New Wave Toys. We got Biggie D's coming on, Biggie D's Arcade coming on to help us out host this thing. And we also have a huge celebrity guest. Olaf from Characters Unlimited is here as well to talk about the history and making of Zoltar. All that and more on this special launch party event and sponsored stream. Thanks so much for our sponsors tonight, New Wave Toys, for hosting this event for all of you guys. Let's have some fun, guys. It's been a long time since we've had some fun in this gaming community. Let's make it a good time.
The great Zoltar here with a word of wisdom for your fortunes. Remember, it is a great deal better to do all the things you think you should than to spend the rest of your life wishing you had. No, do not be leaving this place with regrets. Live it up, my friend, and start by giving Zoltar more coins for more wisdom, no?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much, and welcome to the show. Biggie D's Arcade, Shilo from New Wave Toys, and Olaf from Characters Unlimited. Gentlemen, appreciate you guys coming out tonight for the community.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me.
How about a big, I got one of the best live stream audiences on YouTube. Guys, do me a favor, show them how awesome you are, and how about a big warm welcome to Olaf and Shilo in the live chat, and you could also say hi to Biggie D if you want. It's not necessary. I'm sure the guys would greatly appreciate that. We're going to have fun tonight, guys. We're going to talk about New Wave Toys Zoltar Animatronic Replicade machine. We're also going to hear the history of Zoltar from Olaf. I can't tell you how excited I am to have these conversations. Shilo, what has been the feeling with New Wave Toys with the launch of Zoltar over the last week?
Well, first of all, it's about time. So we'll say, I'll start with that. We're just really thankful to everybody who pre-ordered and that stuck with us through the whole process. We had a lot of challenges. It was certainly turned out to be more of a trivial project than we thought it was going to be. And we just wanted to get it as good as possible before it got out to everybody. So, thanks for sticking around and pre-ordering, and you got a great deal. And we're really stoked today that we're going to offer early access to anybody who might have missed out on the pre-order. And it's starting right now. So you can actually buy Zoltar, and you'll know about this if you're on our email list. You can buy it on newwavetoys.com. And you can save 10% with code Fortune10. So,
Fortune10.
I want to grab one. Yeah.
All right, let me put that. Let me put that in the live chat for everyone. Use code Fortune10, save 10%. Olaf, how does it feel to see Zoltar once again released to an arcade community, but in a different size, a different form factor?
Well, we've had people kind of asking for this for a long time, but the nearest thing that we did is we made a tabletop version of our Zoltar, but it took money. It gave a card. It probably stood about 3.5 feet tall. It had a little miniature one in it. We made it do everything the big one does. But for some reason, somebody wanted this compact version. It's still, for our purposes, our Zoltar is like, $8,000 to $9,000. It was really, we had to charge as much for that as we did a big one. It's like when you buy a couch and a love seat, it's kind of the same price, same amount of work go into it. When Shilo said that they want to make a little Zoltar machine that's 18 inches tall, whatever it is, it's going to do everything that our machine does. We've been at this for we've been making animatronics for 35 years, but we just started making fortune teller machines in the late 90s. And we perfected the arm moving and the eyes moving and the mouth moving to the words and the head going up and down and giving the card. And it can make something do that, but to make it reliable and you have a confidence put out there, and somebody's going to play at 250,000 plays like some of our Zoltar machines. It took a lot of work, and for what they pulled off at your company, Shilo, to make this little thing that does all that was just really amazing. And the small confines that you had to make it do all that is just really blows us away. We're pretty proud to have this be a part of our company. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're making Zoltar great again.
Biggie D, check this out. One hot question a lot of people are asking is, so Zoltar is launched, it's live. If you missed out and you want to grab one, link is pinned to the top of this live chat. A lot of people were asking about the fortune cards and extra rolls. New Wave Toys and Shilo, they're confirming right now. They are going to end up putting them on sale once they finish manufacturing. Is that what's going on, Shilo? I think this is Eduardo taking over our live chat.
Eduardo is live on the chat. Yes, we will be offering those. And here's a little tidbit and a little bit of one of the hurdles that we had to get across during the whole development period was the amount of tickets we could fit on a roll. And right now, the reason there's two rolls is there's an A roll and there's a B roll. And each one has about, I think, 27 or 28 fortunes on each one. And they're actually the same fortunes that are in the full-size machine. And it's the same fortunes that they would get refilled with. So the reason there's two rolls is actually something that we've come to learn over this development period that we can get around. But unfortunately, we couldn't do that during the development period just because we thought this was the right way to do it with a max of like 25 tickets, right? And I mean, obviously there's a reason for that. We added cost and we added, extra, materials and everything else to add the second roll. We didn't want to, but we thought we had to. And it turns out we don't actually have to. So we are making some replacement rolls right now, which will have all 55 fortunes on it. And it'll be like one super roll. And so you could put that in and that's going to last you a pretty long time.
Okay, that's good.
That plus actually Characters Unlimited shared some like different fortunes that are a little bit naughty and stuff like that. And we're going to be making that. We're going to do a run of those too. So we'll have those probably, I would say, finished by probably middle of summer or something like that. We'll have those available.
Okay, good stuff. Biggie D, did you have any questions for Shilo or Olaf before we get to the
when
meat
we're
and
talking
potatoes?
tickets, I've just been hearing that they come misaligned after a few tickets. People have to realign them. Have you guys noticed that as an issue when you were manufacturing these, or is there something we can improve to keep that from happening?
Well, there's two things for sure. You'll notice when you buy there's a test ticket, and the test ticket has an arrow on it telling you to kind of pull it out right to the lip so it's aligned. The next ticket is aligned perfectly, right? That's important to do that, to make sure that it's not in too far or it's not out too far. The other thing is we absolutely need to make sure you fully charge the battery. We have a warning sticker on the back, and it's in the manual. I know nobody looks at that, so we're going to talk about it right now because that's the reason you're getting this inconsistency. Is because everything is running off one motor, and in hindsight, we probably should have used two motors because it's a lot. That, and we made it wireless. We put a lithium-ion battery in there. None of this would be happening if we just had a direct plug to AC. It's because the battery power, it isn't enough as it gets lower. And I'm talking once it gets down to 50% and lower, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and more inconsistent. So just keep it charged. And make sure it's fully charged when you use it, or close to fully charged, and that shouldn't be an issue. We worked very hard to get it to where it's at. as far as
that makes it even more like the real Zoltar machine when we're at the amusement park show in Orlando, and we have everybody running off of one outlet, and our Zoltar starts to suffer with a little bit of low power. We have all kinds of weird things happening to the ticket dispenser. So yeah, that's even makes it more authentic. So
I mean,
voltage regulator to
That's
a
funny.
high output to make sure that Zoltar's got a steady power supply, because he doesn't like low power either. Yeah.
that's crazy. Actually, that's wild.
Yeah, I have some recent experience with the Zoltar here at a arcade here locally in Phoenix, Castles and Coasters. And when I played it one time, the ticket didn't dispense. I had to go get the attendant to come dispense the ticket for me. So I know these issues are probably common even on the original.
It's a true arcade experience, right?
Yeah, it's a mechanical animated character. The real Zoltar uses a ticket dispenser that's put out by a company that you get tickets in an arcade that we redeem for prizes, and they're on a roll, and those are 2" by 1", and ours is 2" by 4", but it's the same exact dispenser. But they have to be loaded properly, and it's usually because somebody didn't load it properly, or where the seam was when it came through the machine, it gave loose there or something. But it happens. If somebody calls us up or writes us and didn't get a card, we send one in the mail to them, usually along with a Zoltar sticker. So yeah.
So Shilo, I'm gonna tell you here, I am one of probably a lot of people. When I got my pre-order, I took it out of the box, and I know that New Wave Toys, you guys usually have a good amount of charge on the batteries, on the Replicades and stuff. Like, usually I could unpack your stuff, turn it on, and start playing. So I myself experienced the same problem where, I have the rolls set up, lined up, and then you'll see this little picture right here. After about 5 or 6 fortunes, it starts to come out of alignment, right? So you're saying that if we make sure that we get these things fully charged, which, I didn't read the instructions, I'll be honest with you, Shilo. So you're saying, so you're saying if we fully charge them, it should help with this issue, right?
Absolutely, it does.
All right.
It's a voltage thing. It's very, trust me, we got it. We did a rework on the circuit. We did everything to get it as good as we possibly could. So,
we haven't had a malfunction on our little Zoltar that you sent us. So, knock on wood. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right. So we got $5 here.
Here's to make an appearance here and say hi to everybody, Frenzy. She's getting big.
Yeah, she is.
How old is she now?
She's 5 months now. So
there you go.
She's getting big. So
that's a fur baby right there.
Meet Olive.
Oh, look, everyone!
Oh, here we're gonna have a dog battle.
This is Zoltar's little shop dog.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
this is the new Wave Toys dog right here. So,
real quick here before we start talking about the history of Zoltar. $5 from Zero Sleep wants to know: are Zoltar's eyes supposed to fully look left and right, Shilo, on the animatronic?
Yes, they go.
Yep.
Well, it goes. I don't know if it goes fully right, but it definitely goes left. I would have to double check, but it definitely moves back and forth. His eyes should move back and forth.
Yeah, it should, because mine does, and I haven't had any issues with that. Let's find a zoomed in look of his face here while he's talking. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. So, for instance, if your Zoltar isn't doing what mine's do, so as you can see here, his eyes are moving right, left, and his mouth moves, and his head goes up and down. Now, if you're having if anyone out there, if your Zoltar is not moving the way mine is, you definitely want to let New Wave Toys know. That way, Eduardo and them can take care of you if there's any problems out of the box.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the proper movement there, guys. Oh.
Yeah, there's a poll going on. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we worked long and hard to get those animatronics right, and we tested and QC'd every single piece we made, and there shouldn't be any issues. But it's the first production run, and you never know, there might be something. If there is, just like PDubs says, hit us up and we'll take care of you.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're running a poll right now in the Facebook group, and it looks like 75% of the poll, they arrived in good condition with no issues, and it works fine. But there are those few issues out there, less than 25%, that have little issues, and they seem to be vary. They're all over the place. It's not like one issue is common for most of these people. It's just like each individual person's having different issues. So you're saying just have them open a support ticket?
Yep. Just email us. I mean, we've gotten a few already that we're going through right now. And honestly, it's nothing alarming for the amount that we shipped. We're well under 3%. And we're kind of expecting, this is a new product, to be about a 3% defective rate. Just giving the nature that it's a brand new product, and how complex it is. So, we shipped over 3,000 units already, and
Wow.
So,
3,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And like I said, we have, before we were starting, we have an amazing interest from retailers on this product. So thanks, Olaf. You created a very desirable product, and we're just thankful we could shrink it down and make a 1/6 scale for all the collectors out there and people who want a miniature fortune teller machine that does pretty much everything the full size does.
We've got a lot of our customers that have Zoltars that are retailers that are looking forward to seeing that available for wholesale as well. So
yeah, we need to pick up that conversation. I mean, maybe tomorrow or something, to make sure that there's a lot of locations out there that have expressed interest, the mom and pop shops and the gift shops and the roadside attractions and all this others.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the live chat, I don't think you guys just saw the dollar signs come out of Shiloh's eyes right now, guys,
I'm excited.
because typically New Wave Toys, you sell mostly direct. That's like your business model. But you're saying there's a lot of retailers interested in picking up this product and selling it in bulk at retail. That would be huge for you guys.
Well, here's an example. So Sideshow Toys is a really great partner with us. They always have been. But I will tell you, they ordered 4x what they would normally order on an arcade cabinet.
Wow.
They ordered, which is Zoltar. So that's showing us that this is a much broader appeal product, but it also appeals to our core community. So it's great. It's been a great fit, an excellent fit for us.
that's awesome. Great to hear.
Now, you said this Zoltar replica, it pretty much does everything the original does. What are the things that it doesn't do?
You know what? I mean, you tell me, Olaf. I think we actually did everything.
It doesn't take a dollar bill, but it takes.
Oh no, you're right.
It doesn't.
We
take
got the
credit
coins.
It doesn't have. The real Zoltar has an attract message that entices people to come over and play it.
Oh no, we have that. We got that.
It does.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Hey, well, okay, you got me there.
Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you what. We even took it one step further, and we added the IR sensor. So on the back of each mini Zoltar, there's a 3-way switch for attract mode. You can either have it timed, so he'll go off every 5 minutes, I think it is, or you can have it so it's on IR, or you could turn it off, right?
Well,
so when it's
that's
on
pretty
IR,
good because we charge an extra $150 for the motion detector feature on our real Zoltar. So you guys are, I don't know how you do it.
Well, this is why the cost went up. And this is what I always say to everybody. It's like, oh, you pre-order, you get an awesome deal, because during the development, we're like, we got to add that IR sensor. Let's not say anything. Let's make sure it can work. And then we're like, this is too cool. So we had to add it. It was like kind of a special bonus for everybody.
Yeah, I don't really know anything that it's not doing, and I'm amazed at the mouth moves in sync to the words, like ours does. The eyes, detail of the eyes, and everything. The sconces in the back light up, and the crystal ball. I mean, gosh, the only thing that we have as a feature that we can offer to people is a wireless mic feature, where you could have a wireless mic and you could hit a switch and you can talk lavalier mic from 100 feet away and mess with people in front of your machine. But I mean, other than that, it's You guys even include a fake 110 volt, 110 plug coming out of the back. I mean, how cool is that?
that's right.
Yeah.
That's why we had to have the battery, So it had to be like, sitting there with nothing attached to it with the faux AC plug.
How long will it operate on the battery power before you would say it needs to be plugged in?
Yeah.
That's really hard to answer because it depends on how much you're using it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're just sitting there and going fortune after fortune, coin hopping, fortune, it's going to go down pretty fast. It drains pretty fast. It's not the biggest battery in the world either. So it's not meant to, be on display for 24 hours a day with people playing with it, right? It's you want to show it off on your desk, it can always be plugged in and it'll always work. But if you want to unplug it, man, I would say I'd have to go look at the test reports, but I think probably about at least a dozen fortunes, I would think.
Okay, very cool.
Fortune returns, yeah. Or track mode mixed with fortune, something like that. So, but yeah, we were really stoked about the IR sensor, and I think that's a really, it's really fun because it'll shock you because you'll forget it's on and then you'll walk by it, and if you catch it, it'll start talking to you. It's pretty awesome.
I don't have a Zoltar unit yet, but I was wondering on the volume. Is there a way to turn the volume up and down?
Yeah, there's a volume.
There's a volume, and this Zoltar actually has a pretty damn good speaker on it, pretty loud.
It sounds great. Yeah,
it sounds great.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, that's the same speaker and same amp we use in our mono arcade machines. So we knew we couldn't go wrong, Yeah, same one.
Yeah. All right. So what we want to do here, guys, is taking a look at the time. We want to do one of our giveaways. We're going to give away 4 Zoltar machines tonight. Plus, Olaf has volunteered to give away a Zoltar T-shirt. So I think we're going to have 5 giveaways total. So we're going to do our first giveaway, and then we're going to start. I want to hear a little bit about the history of Zoltar from Olaf, and then we're going to dive more into this Zoloft animatronic machine. Before we do so, a couple super chats came in, $5 from 3D Trekkers. Thanks for all the great content. Well, thank you for watching. And then we had Robcat said he appreciates New Wave Toys' transparency and communication with their fans about product development and challenges. So that's some good feedback for you there, Shilo.
Thank you.
Scott Parisi gave us $10. He said, been with you since day one. If you ever want to consider mass production, I have reach at all major and regional retail. Add me on LinkedIn. P.S. He's waiting for to update his centipede. There you go.
Email me, bud.
Yep. Send him an email. And then we also got $5 from Zero Sleep. He loves his pre-order. His kids love it. He forced them to watch Big. Any chance we can get a New Wave Toys salty or pappy version someday? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I honestly, I don't know what that is.
Shilo, we make a fortune teller machine out of anything. We do a lot of custom stuff, but there are my clientele over the years, in the last 30 years of making animated characters, was to put an old cowboy in front of somebody's gift shop in Tombstone, Arizona, talking to people to get him to come in. Or if you're on the Seacoast, you might have an old Salt, which is a guy in a yellow slicker, saying, all right, mateys, come on in and buy some gifts. Well, then we started putting them in the boxes, and it would be old Salt fortune teller or pirate tells all. But people have seen those out and around the various places in the country, the different ones that we made for people and different themes. But there's nothing that's going to compare to the mass market you have for Zoltar, and for you to gear up with the kind of production you are and something like that would be probably not practical.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know that you do a lot of these other characters. I just wasn't familiar with that one. I love the Outhouse guy. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's really cool. And I also really like the Love Tester. So if we were to do another collaboration together, I think it'd be one of those 2 products. I think a Love Tester would be really cool, and I would love to know what people think in the chat.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do our first giveaway, because we have over 300 people watching. Thanks so much for your support. We greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, you know how we do this stuff. Let's go ahead and get your fingers ready. type hashtag Zoltar exactly as you see it in the live chat. Once we have a bunch of entries in, we'll have the computer pick a random winner from the live chat. Make sure you guys get your hashtag Zoltar in now. That way we can give away our first of 4 Zoltar units. And while we're waiting for those entries to come in, Shilo, I saw a great question from a gentleman named Cooler in the live chat. He asked, are there going to be any more new Wave Toys animatronics coming in the future? Has this been successful enough to make that happen?
Absolutely. So like I just mentioned, we certainly want to do another project with Characters Unlimited. If not an animatronic, the Love Tester is really fun. And you know what? We're looking at some other licenses too. A popular one that keeps popping up is pizza related. So, think of something along the lines of maybe Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza, the bands, Chuck E. Cheese, the animatronics, something there. We think might be something there. And that's a good nostalgic piece for a lot of people also. So we are 100% taking our knowledge that we got from this project and applying it to another one, and to future reorders of this Zoltar. I will say this, a lot of our products, PDubs, you kind of mentioned it, we're strictly limited edition, right?
Right.
And direct to customer is the majority of our business. And we love each and every one of you guys for supporting us and appreciate everybody. And we're going to keep that going. It is the core of our business. But with this product, we need to fill everybody who wants one, is going to get one eventually. And one of the people mentioned in their super chat that their kids were, looking at it, or maybe a wife or something. It has such a broader appeal outside of like hardcore arcade fanatics, like us,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's important. And it's really good. We're really excited about it, obviously. And absolutely, we'll do more. So I know that was a long answer, but there you go.
No, that's great. Hey, Olaf, if maybe I can get something from you. If New Wave Toys does some more through Characters Unlimited, do you have any personal favorites you would love to see in this form factor? Because you guys have made a whole ton of stuff. There's so much stuff on your guys' website. Guys, make sure you check out charactersunlimited.com, especially if you own an arcade or an establishment and you're looking to add a Zoltar to your lineup for gamers. What are you thinking, Olaf? Do you think I did a live stream the other night and people were asking for the guy in the outhouse?
The guy in the outhouse is really, really awesome. We use the saying on the front of the machine, for a good time, open the door. Kind of bathroom humor, for a good time, call. There's your sign. And the door has a 400-pound magnetic lock on it, and to open the door, you got to put in $1. And he's in there just telling some bathroom humor. Come on, will you close the door, and can you give me another Sears and Roebuck catalog? And we have a guy down in Tombstone, Arizona. He used to do the old miner routine, and he does a great Walter Brennan, and he did the voice for that, and he's since passed away. But it really has a really neat Western feel to it. But we've done an old pirate in an outhouse, the old Salt, Hillbilly. One guy even ordered a Donald Trump in an outhouse. I like to say we'll do anything for $1, and we've made some really different stuff. Sometimes I got to put my opinions aside and just say, hey, this is what we do for a living. So yeah. But the outhouse is really cool. Everybody, and I think it's educational for kids that don't know what an outhouse is and never had that experience. I think it's educational and informative and humorous. So we have outhouses out there that in some locations that take in $1,000 a month. Yeah. What did P.T. Barnum say? A sucker born every minute. They do want to see the right?
That's true.
Yeah.
So I see some of them are like coin op where you pay to see the attraction, but like the dinosaur and the seasonal characters, things like that, are those different? Those are just the characters themselves. You don't pay to see those.
I started the business in 1987, and we literally were making characters in the backyard of a rented duplex, and spraying lacquers all over the neighborhood and making bodies of characters, and we'd pad them with fiberglass insulation. We'd be out here in the desert, 110 degrees in the backyard, padding bodies and casting heads out of plaster and the hands made out of plaster. And we have a which I call the Dodge Maxi Van, and I still have one today that we would load up with 22 non-animated characters, and my wife and I would take off with 2 cats on the dashboard, and we'd hit the road and we'd sell dummies door to door. We'd pull up to a Western trading post and find the owner in. We'd get them out, they'd open the doors up, and they'd pick out a character, hopefully, and we'd hit the road. Sometimes we'd go 10, 15 stops in a few towns and not sell anything, but we'd be gone a couple of weeks, and that's how we started, so.
Wow.
Come a long way. And then we started doing some trade shows and morphed into, people wanted one waving, people wanted one, they had turning, can you do this, can you do that? And yeah, we've had a lot of stuff go out over the years that wasn't right, but the people, like Shilo says, call us and we'll make it right. And that's a lot of people today that appreciate, come up to the booth, say, you've always taken care of us, and I got a book full of testimonials this thick. But we started off selling attractions for people's business. People wanted something to draw attention to their store, make them an attraction, and that's our motto. We'll make your place an attraction. And even the static figure in front of the place, people would stop, take pictures. People write me testimonials saying, this guy out front of the store has brought in more customers than any advertising that I've ever done. But then why not make it? People would, well, how's that going to make me money? I don't get it. Well, okay, I'll put a character in a box and put a quarter acceptor on it, and how's that for you? And so we made Pappy in a box telling the story, and that led to, wow, maybe instead of telling a story, maybe you can tell a fortune. Maybe we can give a card, and it's just over 35 years, 38 years. It's just developed into what it is now. So it's pretty exciting.
I just love hearing that history, Olaf. That is so cool. But you know what else is cool? Doing a giveaway. Let's go ahead and hit the button here, guys, and let us find out who our first winner is. And by the way, guys, the computer's smart enough to, if you're spamming the chat, it only will enter you one time. So here's our first winner. How about a big shout out to Don L. Don is our first winner of a Zoltar machine. There you go, Don. And do me a favor, Don, to claim your prize. That way I can filter and make sure the appropriate winners are relayed to New Wave Toys. If you are a winner, send me your shipping address and all that stuff to send me an email, pdubsarcadeloft@gmail.com, and that way I can make sure that gets to New Wave Toys and you get your prize. Big shout out to him, right, Biggie D?
Yeah. Congrats, Don L, on your win of Zoltar.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
and
great.
I just congrats, Don L. And of course, like I always say, we'll ship it to you as long as you're in the greater Los Angeles area.
Oh, that's too funny.
Besides that, you're gonna have to come pick it up because shipping's too expensive. Come on now.
That's too funny.
Olaf, I love what you were saying there, and you mentioned a
Yeah.
couple numbers, and one of them was staggering on monetization. Did you say 250,000?
Well, it's we have a machine that we ended up taking back. It was on the Santa Monica Pier for 13 years. It was like one of the first ones that we made, and it got really worn looking and really ended up looking kind of cool with a lot of patina. But anyway, we took it back and we put it into a bar called Rebar down in Vegas, and it's got 250,000 plays on it, and it still runs like a champ. But you can't kill these machines. There's nothing that we can't handle over a phone call to keep them going. The only thing that really would destroy it is really vandalism. A couple of hurricanes have created sales for us, but those are pretty hard to replace down. But I get a kick out of Patrick. You said it twice during the show. You called Zoltar Zolaf. And,
I did?
yeah,
Did I?
You didn't even realize it. But people they call my shop and they want to order a Zoloft machine because
Yeah, because it's Olaf's. Did I say that? Holy crap! What is wrong with me? Yeah, Zoltar. I'm so
Zoltar
sorry.
and Olaf kind of combined. I think I should trademark. So people call up.
It happens all the time.
I say, well, do you want to? That wouldn't be a bad idea to have a machine that dispenses antidepressants. You know. Yeah.
All right. So a lot of you might wonder how these. A lot of you might wonder how these Zoltar machines are made. The ones that you see at amusement parks, attractions, businesses, as well as in arcades. So I got a great video here for you that Characters Unlimited put together of their behind the scenes of how they manufacture and build these Zoltars. It's a 4-minute video. I'm going to play it for you guys right now, and that might sound like a super long time, but as a reward, if you stick through the entire video, we will do our second giveaway right after the video ends, and we'll be coming right back. So enjoy this look at how they make Zoltar and how they've been doing it all these years. Let's check it out.
Fill it to the top. Pop that open. And we have a Zoltar. Form them up here a little bit. I like to have a little bit of myself in every one of my Zoltars and characters. And this is a tray of teeth here that I poured last night. And we can see that those are my teeth. Every Zoltar gets a set of my teeth. Pretty cool, huh? Hi, I'm Olaf Stanton, and this is how we create a Zoltar.
This is a nostalgic Zoltar machine.
I can see your fortune. Come see it too, no?
I never really realized until I got older how different it is, like what a different job it was for my dad to build animatronics. You know, most people say like, oh, my dad is an accountant or a dentist, and I was like, yeah, my dad builds Zoltar machines. It never really seemed that weird to me or different or unique until I got older, and I would tell people and they're like, that's so cool, Zoltar.
Great Zoltar here with a word of wisdom for your fortunes.
People are just looking for something to guide them, and I think people are really excited to put that dollar in to hear what Zoltar has to say and what is going to be on that fortune card. They resonate with it, and maybe it helps them through like a hard time, or it keeps them going, and I think that's cool.
My favorite things is just to stand around and watch people's reaction to it, and to see them walk by and, oh, there's a Zoltar machine, you know, and they all come over and they'll either take the picture and or play it, and one person plays it, they all got to play it, and to see the wonderment in their face when they're reading the card and how they take it so seriously, it really brings joy to my heart to see that we are creating smiles and creating a fun atmosphere for people and making their visit that much more exciting.
So here's all of our hands here that we have ready for orders.
They can talk and make the eyes move, and very good at that. You can hardly tell there's a seam in the jaw there.
This is our wigging room. So all of these heads, once they are poured, painted, they come over here and we put the beard or the facial hair on them in this area.
Every once in a while I'm reminded of how big of an impact it makes on people. Just walking down the strip, people just stop everything they're doing, mid-phone, conversation, whatever, and go put a buck in Zoltar, and they carry around that ticket. It makes a big impression on people. They like it. You know, we cast the head, the hands, his teeth are in the fortune tellers, and we make everything here. We put a lot of pride in our work, and everything's built to last. We stand by our product, and we say it's not a job, it's an adventure. There's always crazy stuff going on. I love it. I wouldn't rather be doing anything else.
Little shop of horrors. But right now we don't have any heads that are finishing up being painted, but these are all the hands.
Zoltar is here to give you the wisdom of the ancients.
How old were you when you saw it? Well, 6 years old. And I say, well, how many things do you remember as a kid that vividly, and you still remember that today? How many things do you remember to this day? Well, that shows you what kind of an impact this has on people, and what a good marketing tool, and what a good way to remember you and or your business. It amazes me to hear people's reaction. I don't consider myself the best salesman, but one thing I do know is you have to believe in your product, and I have made a living for 35 years by selling these talking characters, and people still ask me at the trade shows to this day, what do you do for a living? Right here, here's the Zoltar department. All the Zoltar costumes. Get kind of low, we got some more being made right now, but this is a Zoltar.
But have courage today in your adventures, and come back to visit Zoltar for more wisdom.
There you guys go. That's such a cool video, wasn't that, Shilo?
Yeah, it's very cool. I was kind of chuckling during it because Karina, who works at Characters Unlimited, I think it's Olaf's.
There she is.
Hi.
Yes. Hey, Karina.
I'm just listening in.
It was funny because I saw those hands, and I remember I'm like, we need a reference for the skin tone, and he sent us a whole hand.
You did?
Yeah.
Of course.
Wanted it to be an exact replica.
Yeah. So, and sent us little pieces of like the board and the curtains and the
trim
tassels.
pieces, right?
Yeah.
Did you send him a set of my teeth?
No, we're not in. We
nice.
never
It
got
was
the
in
pleasure of
there,
getting your teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, we wanted it to be accurate. So.
it sure is. Right. That
It looks awesome.
I saw the video of the character without any painting or any clothing on, and you're testing it, and the facial features, the head is spot on Zoltar's likeness. It's really amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was a long road, but yeah, we're really happy. It's finally out. Everybody who pre-ordered is there. Couple problems, we'll work them out. It's all good. I mean, again, the majority of people are happy, and it's great to be here and offer them on sale today.
All
So
right,
during
guys.
the development of
Oh, go
this
ahead, Vicky.
Zoltar, when you two were working together on this, was it a long process? Like, was it a back and forth? You sent it to Characters Unlimited and they approved it, or immediately, or was it a lot of back and forth to get it right?
I wouldn't say it was approved immediately. We kind of did a couple rounds, and we made adjustments and dialed it in during those rounds. And I mean, we're such sticklers for accuracy and everything that it was, I think, pretty easy approval time, and the fact that we had all these references pieces and everything to get everything right, colors and materials and all that kind of stuff. It was definitely not the approval process that was the holdup. It was just us trying to get everything right and getting it to be manufacturable and for mass production. Again, we pre-ordered thousands of these, and we plan on making thousands more.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
We've
just
had some
amazed
other
at-
licensees that have done stuff with our Zoltar, and they've taken a lot of artistic freedom, and kind of sometimes we're like, oh man, I don't know, but you guys are just spot on. Right
We were
away.
amazed by your guys' capabilities. Like, we would have been happy if it just like talked and just with audio and didn't even give a fortune card, but you guys were like, no, we have another tweak, and then you'd got the little coins, and we were like, this is crazy.
beyond
Like, how do they
beyond
do it?
expectations, for sure.
Crazy.
That's great. Well, Shilo, that's got to be nice to hear that, Characters
Oh,
Unlimited is very satisfied with what you guys created.
We also love the packaging. One of the employees today was like looking at the box. It says like this side up. I think it says like Zoltar Characters Limited on the side. And he's like, this is a good idea. Can we get the giant ones for our fortune tellers? We don't even do this when we ship the machine. So like the attention to detail is crazy.
And
Yeah,
speaking of,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I just want
Yeah.
to say one more thing to that is
Sure.
Characters Unlimited as a licensing partner supplied us with more assets and more artwork than we ever get for anything, because I mean, we're always remaking things from the 80s and 90s, right, or 70s, and it's like we have to create everything ourselves. So it was really awesome to be able to just get a lot of this artwork, and especially the stuff that was used on the packaging and the manual and all that kind of stuff. So good on you guys. I mean, it's impressive.
Good.
Impressive.
Doing my job right then, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna want to raise now.
So what really blew me away about that behind the scenes video, Olaf, is that Zoltar's teeth are your teeth. So I just felt it was appropriate for our second giveaway. It's hashtag teeth. Guys, we have over 200 entries in the live chat. I'm going to go ahead and pull our second winner.
Jeez.
And let's see who our winner is. Drum roll, please. You've won a Zoltar machine from New Wave Toys, not from Characters Unlimited. You're not getting a $4,000 machine.
Don't get too excited.
8,000, sorry.
There you go. Koifish Gaming is our winner. How about a big shout out in the live chat to Koifish Gaming. So,
All right.
so good job. And Koifish, do me a favor. Make sure you send me an email, pdubsarcadeloft@gmail.com with your name and shipping address. That way I can get that over to New Wave Toys, and they can get you your products sent out. So good stuff. Good stuff. So we got 2 more Zoltars to give away, plus we have a Zoltar t-shirt.
I think I should throw in a set of Zoltar teeth with the T-shirt. So.
Oh, you're going to throw in the teeth with the t-shirt? Oh, that'll be great. That'll be great.
That's awesome.
Why not?
We did.
Hey, you know what? Give him a hand too.
Give him a hand. Just give him some random body parts, Olaf. That would be great.
We'll put
All right.
we'll put some stuff in sweeten the pot.
So this is a great question, Olaf, especially since I want to hear a little bit more about the behind-the-scenes stuff with Zoltar. So there's a Zoltan out there, and Thor KC would like some clarification on the difference between Zoltar and Zoltan. And what can you tell people about that?
Well, the only Zoltan that I ever came across, used to be one that was made in like I want to say the 50s or 60s, and it was a head on a pedestal, and this head on a pedestal is a glass on three sides, I guess, and they had a phone receiver on it, and you put in money, and you heard your fortune said. Is that what you're talking about? It was.
Mm-hmm.
It was. Yeah. And I don't know. There's no trademark that exists on that unless we captured it. But yeah, you know, there was a cartoon that was called Zoltar before the movie Big, before we were doing it. This was I in my research I have seen that a comic book, I think. You know. And we don't claim any ethnicity with Zoltar. Zoltar is just Zoltar, you know. He's from Zoltar. What do you say?
Zoltaria.
He's from Zoltaria. Yeah. So you know, we're not associating it with any nationality or anything like that. So you know, we're not trying to exploit anybody. Zoltar is just his own guy. He's full of good luck and wisdom and good fortune, and you know, that's what's making him such a great success in the slot machine world right now. We've got
even though it
Zoltar
shares
slot
the
machines.
name Zoltar Speaks, which was in the Big movie, it's very different in the way it looks and what it does. It's like,
well, we wanted to come up with I wanted to make a Zoltar talk. I wanted to give him arms. I wanted to make him an animated character like I'm used to making, which we knew how to make a really good looking animated character way before we were making a Zoltar machine or Fortune or Pappy or whatever, but we were making cowboys and Indians and sea captains and pirates to put out front of people's businesses for over 20 years before we started making fortune tellers. So we had a really good mechanically animated character to put in a box and make it into a reliable machine. The name Zoltar, I didn't call it that at first. I was calling my version of it Swami. And we happened to look into the trademark status of the name, and Zoltar was available. We weren't trying to copy the movie in 1988 per se, but it was a cool name for a fortune teller, and that's what we called our version you see of it today. And been around since 2006, and time flies. I guess it's nostalgic already, you know.
So
yeah.
So I find that very interesting, Olaf. So basically, the one from the movie Big, which a lot of people recognize. I mean, there's a lot of nostalgia from our childhoods. It came out in 1988, and this was just a prop made for the movie. This wasn't anything that was released for, you know, in mass scale. You didn't really see this in the arcades or anything like that. This was just a prop made for the movie, and they used the term Zoltar Speaks. But when you guys came around later on, around 2006 or so, no one had trademarked that name, and you guys adopted it, you trademarked it, and now you guys have the rights to it. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. And we really did make Zoltar speak. You know,
And you,
that one just raised his head up and, you know, breathed, had a breathing. And yeah, Zoltar does speak, and that's what we used. And we put out probably over 3,000 Zoltar machines, send them out all over the world, most of them here in the United States. But we do have Zoltar speaking in Spanish and Greek and French and what else? A lot of languages.
Yeah.
But you can make it say speak anything you want. But we're selling them all over the world. But every Zoltar that we sell is put in usually a very prominent spot in somebody's gift shop. It's right in front of their store. People are walking by.
Yeah.
So we've been building our image ever since we started putting them out, and people know my Zoltar as Zoltar.
You know,
our local arcade here, Castles and Coasters, that has one of your Zoltars, is right by the front door. So as soon as you walk in, it's the first thing you see.
That's what I'm saying. It makes such a great focal point at the entrance of any nostalgic arcade, like Santa Monica Pier. They had two of them within 50 feet of each other, right in the front. I mean, and it's just like one of the oldest arcade games is a fortune teller, not necessarily Zoltar, but everybody loves Zoltar, and my kids are involved in the business. We're helping taking them to new levels. It's really cool, you know.
now, Olaf, you're from Nevada. I don't know how often you go to Vegas, but I would swear when I was in Vegas about 10 years ago, there's a magic shop, I think, inside Enchanted Castle, kind of like a magic store, and they had a Zoltar Speaks inside that store, like right at the front door. And
Enchanted Castle
I'm not Enchanted Castle. What's the castle?
There was Houdini's magic stores. There was Houdini.
But it's the casino that's a castle in Vegas. What's the name of it?
Excalibur.
Excalibur. Yeah, there was a magic shop. Like you go across the walkway connecting.
Well, you crossing from Excalibur, you went into New York, and there was a magic shop there called
That's
Houdini.
the one. That's it. Yes.
And Zoltar was right at the very front of that.
Yes.
And they had a Houdini's
I remember that
in the Venetian also, and Gino Morani, I believe, owned them, and he had these other machines in there for years, and I kept telling him, you got to put a Zoltar, and I finally talked him into it, and he like quadrupled his revenue from a fortune teller, and it was a revenue share. You know, we probably have, I'd say 25, 30 Zoltar machines in Vegas on the Strip. Unfortunately, Houdini's went out of business, but that was a great location. It was right front and center of the store, and it was that machine did really, really well, and that was a great draw for them. And
Now the one by me is a different color. It's do you offer different color cabinets?
We do upon request. They don't have to have the gold and black trim.
Okay.
And it's usually. If it's Zoltar, it's always the same guy inside.
Yeah, it looks identical except it's blue.
Yeah.
So and that's a special request. if they want that.
Yeah. Some people like the like the blue color with some gold trim on it, and we've like I said, we'll make anything somebody wants.
Shilo, do you think you'll offer different colors, or is it just going to be this one?
Hey, you never know. I mean, if people want the blue one, maybe we'll make a special run of those. I had an idea, and Eduardo. Okay, first of all, I want to say that I think it's really incredible how people just start noticing Zoltars everywhere, and it's like you guys are talking about it right now, right? I know Eduardo just recently went to Jermaine, Arizona, where the Pucifer store is, where we have another project with Artomat.
Jerome or Jermaine? Is it Jerome?
I don't know. I think Jermaine, actually.
Okay. No.
Yeah. And Sonoma Valley, you know where the wine tasting is and all that stuff? That's where it was. And he saw one there, and it was out in the sun and got a little weathered and stuff like that. And then there was another one, actually, again, Eduardo took a picture of it on Hollywood Boulevard. right here in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is like totally graffitied out like LA style, right? It's just bombed with graffiti. And I thought it would be kind of funny to do our what if we did an overhaul edition? That's something we do with our arcade machines, where it's basically a barn find or an old arcade find, where it's beat up and it's graffitied and everything else. That might be kind of fun to do one of these days.
It's funny you like that look, because we just had to pull ours from a store called La La Land on Venice Beach because it got so graffitied out. But we pulled it and replaced it. It's a revenue share, so we put a brand new one in there. But within a few months, it'll probably be all full of stickers and etched glass and everything too. So
if they were to do an overhaul edition, what are some of the common things you see from like one that has a little wear and tear and been out in the public for a long time?
Oh, etched glass. People like to scratch the glass, or just random stickers on it. Sometimes actually graffiti paint. They'll do that.
Stain wears away, fades away.
The stain will start to fade if it gets a lot of sun. But the one that came from Santa Monica Pier actually looked really cool, and we were selling it as an antique.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it looks cool. I think they look cool when they're all distressed.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, history.
What's the word? Patina. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That natural wear, it just looks really cool. So that might be kind of fun to do something like that.
The one we had on Venice Beach, probably like right before COVID, that finally got pulled. They owned the machine, so we didn't have much control over it. But they ran that thing until I had to walk by it. I was like embarrassed that but it still did its thing. But it had got sun and the salt and the weather and the etching. But boy, that thing still took $1 and still gave a card. But like there is a place for that. It's pretty cool.
I got to ask you, have dollar acceptors improved recently? Because I always remember, like, every time I use a dollar acceptor, I'm doing it like 10 times, trying to get the fucking dollar in there.
They can be frustrating, Yeah, we experimented with different models, and some of them we found that if you put them out in front of the store and they get afternoon sun and it hits the bill acceptor front the right way, they'll start cycling and wigging out. And we've had really good luck with MEI and Mars, the same thing, and a company called Astral Coin we started using, which is pretty good. But they have some quirks. But we recently started adding credit card swipers on it, which I kind of hesitant to do because credit cards kind of takes away the nostalgia, but you kind of had to go with it. In some areas, when we put the credit card machine on, it instantly took in half the money in credit cards, because I know Karina and my kids' friends, they don't carry cash. No, they don't carry cash. So you're missing out on a whole market. So yeah, you kind of have to start doing that.
Come on, guys, cash, use it or lose it.
We like it.
We got to keep quarters going. We got to keep dollars.
My kids call it. We call them Zoltar bucks. We go into our local bank and we get eye rolls and say, "Oh God, here comes Characters Unlimited with the 5,000 ones we got to come on." It's like,
Shilo, something I'm really interested in knowing is, this is your first animatronic you've ever done. Where did you get your expertise from to make something like this for your very first time?
Well, the expertise is the whole development process. So I was no expert in the beginning, but I'll tell you now, we learned a lot during this whole process. And I say this all the time, when we do something new, and even with our first arcade machines, it took us a long time because there was such a learning curve. And it's a learning curve not only for us, but for our suppliers. They need to understand the level of quality that we require. And a lot of them just don't even want to work with us because we're such sticklers, right? I mean, I told a story about our pinball. Our factory actually quit, and they were just like, "No, we don't think we can do this to what you need done." And so we went and found another factory. But I think a big part of the expertise is training the suppliers, and then it just gets easier and easier. So that said, I mean, we learned a lot about the motors and everything. Like I mentioned, I think maybe we were off air, but everything is running off one motor. All the animatronics and the ticket ejection, it's all off one motor. And in hindsight, we wish we would have used two, because that would have helped with the battery power circuit level with the ejection of and consistency of the ticket.
With the two motors, though, would that have raised the price?
Yeah, it would have, and honestly, it was way too late to try to do something like that. There's no way we were going to be like, you know what, it's I don't want this to sound wrong, but it's good enough. It is good enough. It's okay. You know, it's just that's something that we learned. You know,
so the eyes and the mouth and the arm and the head all working off one motor.
Yes,
it's amazing. Wow. We'll have to dissect one of them. See what's going on.
So taking a peek here at time.
No copying our.
Okay.
So taking a peek here at our time, Shilo, when it came to developing this machine, you guys sent me over this little video clip, and figured you could kind of talk over it and tell us what we're looking at here.
Yeah, this is the very first prototype that you just saw. So you can see his hand movement was really limited, and his mouth was just like Pac-Man, bop, 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 right? Just open and close. And this is the evolution of how we're slowly dialing it in and getting the mouth, the head, the eyes, and of course the head movement too, because his head does go up and down to get everything work together, and then also get the nicer range of motion over the crystal ball. Right there, you can see that it's nicely back and forth. I mean, we had stutters, we had so many little things we had to work out, and this was all along during the process, and we're really proud of the way it came out. So again, thanks for sticking with us, everybody. I know it took a lot longer than we thought it was, but
year and a half. Yeah, it was about a year and a half. So the next animatronic should only take what, a year? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Not even. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's do our third giveaway because we're getting close on time here. Let's do hashtag Olaf, and a big shout out to Olaf in the live chat for talking to us tonight. Really appreciate you guys coming on.
Our pleasure.
It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And whatchamacallit, Biggie D, got any other questions for Olaf or Shilo here while we're waiting for the entries to come in?
Yeah, I was going to ask Shilo something, but he just got up.
I'm sorry, my puppy.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, so there's been some comments in the Facebook. I follow Glenn's Facebook group all the time. You know, pretty much every day I'll check that group, and there's all the discussion's been about Zoltar this week. And a lot of people are wondering about like opening these up to clean them or get dust out of the inside of them. You do not recommend that anyone opens it. Is that correct?
Well, you know what? If you got a problem, I did hear about the dust thing. I don't know exactly what that is. And PDubs, I haven't had time to watch your video either. Yeah, I mean, in general, we discourage people from opening our products. Yeah, anything. I mean, it's just like, if we want you to open it and it comes down to it, we'll give you instructions on what to do.
Okay.
And I think that's what's important, because, you know, right now, if there's a dust thing or something like that, easily removable, right? You just get some compressed air, but you do need to take the back off. But what we would do is give you and provide you with instructions to do that and support, you know. So, you know, if you're having a problem or you're unsure of something or whatever it might be, we're there for you. We just wanted people just ripping these things open and, you know, for no reason, or just without, you know, us kind of guiding everybody.
Okay. So there'll be some laid out instructions for that coming soon.
Well, again, we're analyzing, you know, what are the issues. That is one that I've heard about the dust. I mean, I don't know how serious it is, you know, so I don't think it's that serious, to be honest with you. But it's obviously something that probably happened during transit.
Yeah, it's just more of like cosmetic. It doesn't affect the function of the device. So probably want to wait and play it safe before you open it.
Yeah, I would say don't open it. Contact us. Let's figure it out. But something like that, it's also not, it's not like, oh my, you need to return that and we'll send you a replacement. Like that's we need to find a way around that too. So we'll figure it out.
Okay. Let's go ahead and draw our winner. We got over 245 entries. Good luck to everyone in the live chat. Let's see who won our third Zoltar machine. And it's going to be 5D. 5D is our winner. There you go. So 5D, do me a favor. Send me...
On that comment too, just to add to that, Shilo, a lot of us are big arcade one-up collectors in this home arcade community. And we have a lot of dust and hair and stuff behind the plexiglass, between the plexiglass and the screen. So a lot of us are pretty used to this happening on, things we bought in the past. So nothing new for a lot of us in the community.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. With our arcade machines, we've completely eliminated it. But we certainly had a little bit of time there where it was, where there would be exactly what you're saying, a little bit of debris, caught between the bezel and the screen. And it's, again, I'm not making any excuses. And again, I don't even know what the problem is. A little bit of dust. Yeah. But it's not like, honestly, it's like with the arcade machines, that is no longer an issue at all whatsoever, right? Ever.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that on any of the arcades that I've gotten from New Wave Toys. What I was referencing were the arcade one-ups, like behind me. They typically will have some dust or hair in between the plexiglass and the screen. But I've never had that issue with New Wave Toys. I've just heard it crept up this week on Facebook with the Zoltar, and it's been hit or miss. Like, you don't see it that often, but there have been some people that have shared that information, that they were worried about the dust and how do they clean it if they were to.
I mean, listen, it's your thing. You own it. You could do whatever you want with it. I would imagine some people are going to open it up and put different trinkets and different things inside it.
Yeah.
We're not. This isn't a pillow or a mattress where if you rip that tag off, we're going to come kill you. Do what you want, but just in general, as a general rule, we discourage people from opening the products.
We have people that dress Zoltar in their favorite NFL team jersey, or dress it as Uncle Sam, or dress it as a pirate for, or something for Halloween. Yeah, we've seen a lot of different variations.
Yeah, and you know what? It does come apart fairly easy. It's just a backing, right? So, anyway.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of funny. Mike here, he says he wants to put a cigarette in his mouth. That's kind of funny.
Or in his hand, right? Put a cigarette in his hand.
Oh yeah.
Big. How about a big?
Other things, yeah.
How about a big shout out in the live chat from Eduardo from New Wave Toys. We obviously have a very large audience tonight asking lots of questions, and I noticed he's been answering a bunch of them in the live chat for people because there's only so much we can cover while we're broadcasting. So big shout out to Eduardo. Thanks so much for answering questions in the live chat. So I'm really curious to see what are you going to do next, Shilo, now that this appears to have been successful. You got retailers reaching out to you. This product might end up actually sold through these retailers. What do you think is going to happen next? Are you guys going to be able to do more arcade machines, more Replicades? Are you going to do a lot more animatronics? Like, a lot of people are always wanting to know what's next for New Wave Toys.
Well, I'll tell you what's definitely next is another arcade cabinet. That's super next.
Okay.
That we're excited to announce and get out there to everybody. So we really expect to ship 2 more arcade machines by the end of the year. For animatronics for this year, we're just going to enjoy the Zoltar success we're having. Knock on wood. Hopefully that keeps going. And the way it's looking is that we are going to go pretty rapidly into a reorder. So the units that we put up for sale today, we're offering a discount just because it's early access, and we want to give people a little bit of a price break on that that are loyal to us and that are on our mailing list. So take advantage of that, because they might not be around for long, and reorders can take they could take 3 months to get here. So definitely the next thing is another arcade machine.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Olaf, do you have any arcades?
We don't own an arcade. No, I mean I guess our arcade is the whole country. We probably have close to 300 what we call revenue shares machines out there around the country for people that don't have money to buy the machine, or they'd rather have us partner with them, and we'll send it out and we'll do a revenue share. So we have them, all over the country in that regard. So yeah.
Do you have any home arcades, like anything at home that's like an arcade cabinet?
Like
Pac-Man?
huh?
Do you have Pac-Man downstairs?
Yeah, I have a sit down bar version of the arcade. Is it Pac-Man?
Pac-Man?
Head to head?
Head to head. Yeah. Which I
Very
wish I
cool.
got to trade for a guy with I traded him a Zoltar for a couple of those. He's selling straight. Also, yeah.
Very cool. We love
one
Pac-Man.
of the guys that works for me is really into pinball machines, and he's been trading this guy Zoltars for vintage pinball machines. He's probably got 2, 3, or 4 of them in his garage, so he's into that.
Nice.
Pinball Hall of Fame, Tim down there. He's got
Mhm.
our Zoltar right front and center. It's a real attraction for him. He goes through a lot of cards, and we actually partnered with him on a deal up here in Boulder City with emergency aid. We in partnership with him, we donated $15,000 through the sale of some cards that we gave him a deal on, and he agreed to donate money to the emergency aid here in Boulder City. So we had a big check that was donated in our name and his name. That was pretty fun. He does a lot for charity down there.
Yeah, I think it's so cool how the Zoltar fits with the arcade. It's like Zoltar can go anywhere, but it really does fit in the arcade. It's a great place for it.
Good stuff.
Thank you. We believe that too, and he's seen like you saw it at the very front door of a lot of these new arcades that are new vintage retro arcades. They want to have a Zoltar machine right front and center, so it's pretty proud of him. Yeah.
So we did ask New Wave Toys what was next for them. Olaf, what is next for Characters Unlimited? What's your vision? I noticed on your guys' YouTube channel, you guys are coming out with different kinds of animatronics. I see we have some animatronic birds and animal heads, and obviously the classic Zoltars and fortune tellers. What's next for you guys? What are you guys working on?
Our customers often dictate to us what's next. Like we just delivered a 5-piece animated band to a western town in Arizona, 120 miles away, called Oatman. And
oh wow!
You walk in this room and you got a talking horse head, a talking buffalo head, and a jackalope, and a singing cowboy in front. A couple of guys playing washboard, and they play western songs. We're developing the love tester, the strength tester we came out with is pretty cool.
Custom sculpts.
Custom sculpts. We just did Dan Campbell, who's the Lions head coach that we delivered for the NFL draft. We got it there. Actually, our shop had a major fire, and they were determined to get that out. So our guys rallied, and we put them in a different box because the Dan Campbell box got charred, and we had him out the next day. We did Andre 3000. We're doing a lot of custom fortune tellers. We have a great sculptor now. His name is Nick Mara, and he does some incredible work where somebody wants one that looks like themselves. So we're not turning down any custom characters these days.
That's awesome that you guys can do all that kinds of custom work. And here's the Pappy's Pennies machine. Is this a pretty popular product of yours? Because like I said, I did a live stream the other night talking to my viewers. I was like, what do you think New Wave and Characters Unlimited should do next? And they voted for the Guy in the Outhouse and the Pappy's Pennies is what.
Pappy's Pennies, we love it. And we made a Paul Bunyan machine, a Pirate's Pennies. You know, we've done a Zoltar penny crushing machine, and we have a relationship with Dan Lindbergh, who makes the penny machines, and we combined our animated character with a penny mechanism, and when you put in $1, the old Pappy's out there keep cranking out your penny for you, and telling you made a good selection, and yeah, it's really been a hit. They aren't cheap. We have to sell these for about $12,500, but in a good touristy location, they can take in a couple thousand a month. And it's a easy, quick payback. You got a good spot for them.
Very cool. All right, guys, we got. Go ahead.
Give us an idea. Yeah, give us an idea. We'll make it.
That's how New Wave Toys is. I mean, you guys make everything. It seems like.
Yeah. Can you make an animatronic of Shilo?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He looks like one of our old miners, but
let's flip the script here. Let's flip the script. Yeah, flip the script and have Characters Unlimited make an animatronic of Shilo that's 6 feet 8 inches tall.
Perfect. We can do it. Yep. We have the technology. We can rebuild them faster, stronger.
All right, so whatchamacallit, let's go ahead and do the t-shirt that Olaf wants to give away. So it's going to be that same t-shirt you're wearing right now?
Yeah, I might as well use this one. Yep, you can just tell us the size you want, and we'll throw some stickers and some teeth in there, and
random body parts. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Okay, guys, hashtag shirt so you could win a shirt. After we give away the shirt, we're going to give away our last Zoltar Replicade from New Wave Toys. Again, you're just getting the Replicade, not the $4,000 real Zoltar from Characters Unlimited. So get your votes in if you're interested in the shirt. Let's see here. And Shilo, I do have to ask you, when is that skee ball machine coming out? Because I kind of
just what I wanted to ask PDubs. We're thinking alike right now.
I want that skee ball machine while we're waiting on this.
Well, I'll tell you, we pretty much greenlit it after we did a survey and got a good response on it. We sneak peeked it over at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, right? PDubs, you were there, and
yep.
Biggie, you were there too, yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Beat Kong put out a real good video on skee ball if you guys want to see what that looks like.
Yeah, so it's definitely not the next thing we're doing, but it's very soon. We have a licensing deal in place. Everything is signed, sealed, so we're definitely doing it. It's just a matter of how it's going to fit into our product rollout plan. And right now, we really want to follow up Golden Tee with another arcade cabinet. That's more of a classic, and more of the vein of what we've been with our entire lineup. Not being a game from the 2000s or something like that. So.
So you're saying like a game from the 80s, perhaps?
It is a game from the 80s.
There you go.
I think we know it was made in 1983, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I did say that, so it was originally made in 1983.
And what was the title of this game?
Title was stay tuned, guys. You'll find out.
Shilo, we got 370 people watching, right? Reveal the name. Put that peer pressure on him. Come on, Shilo.
I don't give in to peer pressure. I go my own way, man.
He's a vault, guys. He's a vault. He's not going to reveal it. All right, let's go ahead and pick our winner of our t-shirt. Our t-shirt is going to be for Mr. Mrs. Who is it for? VC. VC is our winner, so big shout out to VC. And VC, do me a favor, let's go ahead and send me an email, pdubsarcadeloft@gmail.com, so I can verify you're the winner and get it over to New Wave Toys and all that kinds of stuff. I'm sorry, and get that over to Characters Unlimited so they can get you your
For those of you that didn't win a prize, if you want to look at some Zoltar products and swag, you can go to charactersunlimited.com/shop. Got a lot of cool stuff for you too. Yeah, let's send right out from our shop. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, we got to get the we got to get our 1/6 scale mini up on there, Olaf.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the gift, and then you have a gift shop
Yeah.
also on site, right? Right.
Yes, we do. We had to kind of vacate it for a short time. We had a pretty major fire on April 14th that we're recovering from, but
Oh shit!
we have access to our products. Yeah, we kind of put us out into a different location for a little bit, but we're gonna.
How did the
we're
fire
gonna-
start?
Oh boy, it's a guy working OT on the side yard with a metal chop saw. On a Sunday afternoon, he left, and there was apparently a spark that embedded in a wooden bench, and the wind was blowing, and it was like blowing on an ember. 2 hours later, there was a roaring blaze. So yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, they stopped it before it got any further, but it's a pretty major deal. Yeah, so
Nobody was hurt though, right?
no, nobody's hurt. Just lost some molds, and everything in the shop is soot damaged and water damaged and smoke damaged, and we're throwing away a lot of stuff I should have got rid of a long time ago, but we're doing a big reset and we'll be back bigger, better than ever. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad everybody was okay. Nobody got hurt.
Yeah, yeah. There were nobody got hurt, right?
Nobody got hurt.
All right, that's good. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
But we're back in business, so you know.
Good stuff. All right, guys, we're going to do our final giveaway to end the show here in just a minute. But before we do, Olaf, any final thoughts about this Zoltar product from New Wave Toys and Zoltar in general? Any final thoughts you'd like to share with the community?
No, I just when the final version of the product came out, we were all just like awestruck with it, and I'm so excited because sometimes we have products that people do that don't really take off that well, but with the feedback we're getting on this and the authenticity of it is it's coming along at a really great time. There's a lot of neat stuff happening with Zoltar right now, and we've got a wine label that's coming out here in the next couple months.
Oh, really? A wine label?
Yeah,
like a
there's gonna
Zoltar wine?
There's going to be Zoltar wine, and the cool thing about it is the back of the label, you'll be able to peel it off, and there'll be a Zoltar fortune on it.
Oh, dude, that's
Nice.
that's awesome.
That's nationwide distribution. It'll be like three reds and one white wine. Yep.
Put me down for a bottle
Yeah.
of Zoltar wine where I can peel it and get peel the label and there's a fortune on the back. I'm in. Shiloh.
Now, did the Jones Cola have the label you could?
Yeah, the Jones Soda did a what do you call it?
Reels.
Interactive wine where you screenshot the Zoltar, and it comes to life and tells your fortune on your phone. There's a name for it.
Augmented reality.
Augmented reality label.
Oh,
Yeah, seven crimes, and every time you play it, you get a different fortune, and that was really cool. Unfortunately, Jones Soda changes their labels up every 6 months, so it was here today and gone tomorrow. But we still have a lot of bottles left, and the app is still active, and every time you do it, you get a Zoltar comes to life and on the bottle and gives you a fortune and gives you lucky numbers and all that. That was really cool. Yeah. So,
And I have to ask you, Olaf. You mentioned a casino machine. Now, where can somebody find that and play that?
well, there's about 700 machines out right now all over the country. I got there's a list a mile long, but here in Vegas, we've got Circus, we've got Circa, we've got the Wynn, Cosmopolitan, Caesar's Palace, the Orleans, Pepper Mills. Yeah, there's just a bunch of them. Yeah, and then they're coming out with 2 new models here before the G2E conference coming up here this fall. 2 new models of the machine. So as new slot machines go, it's doing really well. Zoltar is all about luck, wisdom, and good fortune, and it's been doing really well. The company called Every, EVRI Gaming, and they're very excited about how well Zoltar is doing in the slot machine world.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting.
There it is right there, guys. Check it out at
Yeah.
your local
Oh, that's
casino.
Yeah, there he is.
So
Amazing.
Should we do 1/6 scale one of those? Go up and get the casino cage?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
You gotta get like a phone
this
app
looks a
now.
lot better than casino cage.
It's-
I have to say that.
Every time I go down to Vegas checking my fortune tellers, I pop in and drop in $20, and I lose almost every time, but you gotta keep playing.
Well-
Can't win if you don't enter, right?
That's
Well,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, we have definitely had a fun launch party, so it makes only perfect sense that we use #party as our final keyword for our final giveaway to win the last Zoltar machine we're giving away from New Wave Toys. Thanks so much, Shilo, for sponsoring those giveaways. We greatly appreciate it, as well as tonight's episode. Shilo, while we're waiting for these to come in, what final thoughts do you have for the community about Zoltar and everything else?
I mean, my thing is just a big gratitude towards everybody who believes in us enough to lay your money down early. And we give you every chance in the world to get a full refund. And it's surprisingly low how many people can take the refund, you know? So it's just, again, it just goes back to the community, the core community, the hardcore community that supports us. And we'd be nowhere. We would not be here without them. And so I just can't thank everybody enough. And also Characters Unlimited for being patient with us. And, you know, I think everybody feels the same, that it was worth the wait. And I hope they do anyways. And, you know, just it took a long time, but we feel we have a really exceptionally good product here. And it's different, but it's not so different that it's completely out of the realm. So it's a real special type of mix, I guess you could say, you know. And you know, just again, thanks for your patience. Trust me, there was a few times where, you know, you go through these projects and you just got to stay cool, because it's always the most important thing is to make it the best you can and launch the best product we can. And then that's something that Characters Unlimited is proud of. It's something we're proud of. It's something that people that own it are proud of, and they want to show their friends. And I think this is the type of thing that's just a great conversation starter. And, you know, who doesn't love getting their fortune retold? I'm telling you, here in LA,
Never gets old.
I mean, there's all these palm readers and fortune tellers. They're everywhere. It's crazy. So it's obviously a very popular thing, you know, and you know, it's just a great, stars have aligned, and it's just a really great project. And I am so happy, and I know all the boys and girls at NWT are happy that we finally launched it. You know, so this is a great day. And you know, so it is a party. It is a party day. So PDubs, thanks for putting this together. And it was a great idea. We really appreciate it. And thanks.
This was my idea, guys. So you know, I reached out to them and I said, let's do this. And big shout out to Shilo and New Wave and Characters Unlimited Olaf for agreeing to do this. I thought this would be fun for the community. And also, guys, how about a huge shout out to my co-host Biggie D. I definitely needed someone to help me out, especially with all the buttons I had to click here tonight. And whatchamacallit, Biggie D did a great job making sure that all the questions we wanted asked got asked. We're going to draw our winner here in just a second, guys. We got 272 entries. Let's go ahead and see who our final winner is. And man, this has been a fun night.
Good luck, everybody.
Well, we can't thank you enough for your enthusiasm and your excitement about our Zoltar. And what we're doing. It's just wonderful. We appreciate the boost. You know, we need it. We can use it.
Dougie is our winner.
Reaching a whole bunch of
going
people.
better all the time. So it's really exciting to see.
All right, Dougie, do me a favor. Big congrats in the live chat. Dougie is our winner. Send me an email, pdubsarcadeloft@gmail.com, so you can claim your prize, and we'll go from there. Big shout out to all of our winners, and big shout out to Biggie D for co-hosting. And
one quick question I have for you, Shilo, before we end the stream. I've been getting a lot of questions on these 2 new cabinets by the end of the year, arcade cabinets that you're doing. Are these going to be announcements, or are they actually getting released by the end of the year?
Oh, no, we want to ship Golden Tea and also the next cab that we're going to be announcing here shortly by the end of the year.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thanks for confirming.
Yeah, and I would say there's going to be I'll go ahead and say it. There'll be another announcement
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Pre-sale for something else that is not going to be coming out by the end of the year because it is rather intricate, to say the least.
I'm excited about that.
You know, it's fucking crazy. So yeah, stay tuned, everybody. You're really gonna like this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So big announcements, new products coming from New
bet.
Wave Toys. All right, guys. Do me a favor. If you enjoyed tonight's launch party event, give us a thumbs up on the way out. If you caught the replay, give us your show feedback and all that stuff. Comments after this is over. Make sure you subscribe to Big ED's Arcade. He did a great job helping me out. Big thanks to Shilo, New Wave Toys, Olaf, Characters Unlimited. I'm, of course, Patrick, PDubs Arcade Loft. We'll talk to you guys real soon. And hi, I can't talk to her. I think I have a crush. I don't know if I can talk. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon. Olaf, Shilo, don't go anywhere, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, thank you so much.
See y'all later.
Thanks, everybody.